episode. What's this? 181.
181, yeah.
Is this 181? Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's 181, man. How are we doing, brothers?
Have we started?
Yeah, we started, fam. Let's go, fam.
We changed the intro.
What kind of rolling start was that, man?
That is mad.
Man, what do you want? Tell me how to do it. Give me an example. Give me an example. No, everyone knows how to do it.
2020, man. 2020. Anything possible.
Let's run with this. Let's run with it. Let's go. Yeah.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome back to the
Good
pod.
morning, good evening, good night, all of that shit.
Depends when you're listening.
Yeah.
Happy Monday, happy Friday, happy Thursday. Like, we can keep going, man.
Gonna cover all bases, yeah.
Good day to you, man. Good day to you.
Happy New Year if you just woke up for the first time this year.
You got to cater to everyone.
You're a clown. What's man saying?
What's good, ladies and gents, fam? What we saying?
I don't know, but I might go Les and get that picture off the wall and take it to my room. Still,
I do like that.
Nice piece of art. I'm thinking to get that.
No positions the camera, so it's in there as well.
You need backdrops, so this is what I'm working with.
I got my thing, but you know what? I can't lie. I room about, and I don't know what I've done with it, but it's somewhere.
You got there? What you got there?
You got
Thierry, innit?
Yeah,
100%. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, 30. Come on, fam. But yeah, what's good?
We're just getting by,
man.
You man doing your running and that, yeah?
Oh, have you had a look? Have you had a look?
I think
last time I see. Let's have a look now, actually.
I will.
Unless man have gone for runs this morning.
I haven't.
Big Chris, shout out Big Chris.
I saw Chris on like 20.
This thing's different anyway. It's a bit long, like trying to compete with Chris, but
so for the listeners,
try anyway.
We've started a 50k running, walking lockdown challenge.
Walking?
It doesn't matter how you get it, just get it.
I'll just cycle and do it quickly.
No, you can't cycle on.
You can't do it on that app.
If we're doing walking, I'm involved.
But wait, hang on, I got a question.
Oh, hello, Mike.
It's just getting your 50s how you want.
No, because listen, Dan, you continue telling the listeners, and then I'll
that's all really. Yeah, it's just a 50k challenge for November. Do 50k in the shortest amount of time possible.
50k.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be the shortest amount of time possible. You just got to complete, I think.
Just do your 50k.
This is my thing. So when you get to 50, it stops. Yeah, it's not like does it keep going?
You can exceed it.
No, you can exceed it. Yeah, it keeps going.
So are we doing like whoever does the most in the month or something?
For now, we're gonna start just hitting the 50.
Yeah. Maybe don't
say that. Don't say that, because if I finish on 52 and man finish on like 56,
it's on you.
What do you mean? What is the
challenge?
It's 50k. It's a first past the post thing.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So we'll win it. So Chris is going to win it anyway. So
yeah, Chris is halfway there. Like
Chris will win it. Chris will win it. But just complete. Like I don't really like all the thing is all good when we're. I don't know if you can see that clearly.
Get me involved on the walking thing because I'm excelling in that still.
It's all good when where no one's completed, but once you complete it, it's whatever, innit? It tells you how many days you completed it in as well.
Shout out Maya.
So, I'm on bragging, right?
Get off the sofa, innit? Because you're 0 at the minute.
It's decent so far, man. It's good.
I'm surprised. Did you go for a run this morning?
Nah.
Yesterday, Mike did something.
Yeah,
you must have did something significant.
You do like a 7-8k.
No. Yesterday I only done like a 3.5. It was the day before. I think I done like a 5. I might go out today. I might leave it to tomorrow and just bang out.
No, Chris is at 26.5k.
Yeah, the rest of
We've
us
got
are
Dan
close.
Technically, basically in first place because Chris is like 0. He wins.
Yeah.
Dan's at just under, call it 15k. Mike's at 11. I'm on 10.5, and we got Black J at 4k.
Back in the heart of lockdown.
The heart of lockdown
things, man. We did what? There was a Zoom last week.
Yeah. Little Mandem.
All we need now is banana bread, fam.
That's what I'm saying.
Sprinkle
cake.
Yeah, sprinkle cake. But no, it's good. It's good to be running again, man.
Yeah, 100%. I actually needed it for real.
And it's jokes how fast you lose it. Let's say.
Oh,
the
bro.
ability.
Yep.
It's mad. It's nuts.
100%. And do you remember? See when we was unemployed? Yeah, this is a bit of a throwback. When we was just grinding. I remember, I think at that point in life, I clocked like everything in life. I said it's a use it or lose it thing. Like you've got to just consistency
Maintain.
or it goes, fam.
Consistency is key, bro.
It just goes.
That's the main thing. And you hearing all these inspirational, motivational quotes. You just got to be consistent, man. That's all people ever say. Like even if you're shit, they're just like, just be consistent.
Consistently shit.
Keep being shit. Yeah.
It's just it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah. Away from running. Go on, Liz.
There's a little bit more application to it than that.
Yeah.
Because mine will be consistent. I've got to be consistent, but you could be consistently doing nothing. Then it doesn't pay much to it. So
consistently procrastinated.
Yeah.
I've done that still.
Away from running, what's everyone been up to?
Not much at all, man. Not much at all. Not being able to go gym or anything like that. Been doing a few little home workouts. Yeah. But it don't feel like lockdown like before. It's a bit of a maybe it hasn't kicked in yet because it's still a bit early.
Yeah.
I think at the moment I'm just enjoying the chilling time.
Which is nice, isn't it? So I think that's one thing that we all need a bit more of, and that's the one thing that lockdown kind of gives you.
But when this weekend was approaching, I was thinking a bit like, I'm literally just gonna be home, like.
Yeah.
Like, not doing anything, but no, so far so good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, my week's been. I guess it's hard to like look at a week. It's just like, all right, well, we're here again, kind of thing. Like not much
like
takeaways
quick
from the
turnaround.
week. Yeah. It's like, oh, we're here again. This is like my main probably marker of the week. I did have. I told you I get COVID tested, didn't it? So I had a COVID test Tuesday. Another negative result, which is positive, means I don't have it. But yeah, that's like it, really.
Yeah.
Work this whole week. No real standout.
Yeah.
Just it. I'm just happy to be running again. That's my favorite thing at the moment.
Take these like small wins in it where we can, because at the minute there's not nothing. There's not going to be anything which is amazing that occurs unless you have a review or something along those lines. So yeah, you just got to just take the small simple ones, isn't it? Yeah. Chapters and
one thing I've been doing a bit more this week is saying, man's grateful still. My situation could be a lot worse.
100%.
Like, I've been saying that to myself, and that's like, I can't be mad at myself. I'm like,
is it because you was getting a lot of pushback on what you said a couple episodes ago?
Maybe that was the catalyst.
There was a lot of feedback on a certain comment you made
when I said I was richer than ever been.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
That's like an album name or something.
It seemed very braggadocious. That's all I'm saying.
Big man thing, yeah. I think that's the name of Rick Ross's next album.
Richer than ever.
Yeah. Or something like that. But it wasn't a braggadocious thing. It was.
Oh man.
It was me. It was actually me searching. It's my truth, isn't it?
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah.
But it was actually me searching for trying to get understanding to why I don't feel fulfilled, and I still don't really know the answer to that. But I am definitely being more grateful, and I can't say that was the reason or the whole reason.
Yeah.
But if it was, either way, I'm happy it happened because I'm more grateful, isn't it? So everybody wins, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually linked my man yesterday. Still. Oh, you was there. I see you. Bucked you there, innit? I see you when we was collecting the food. I was there for a while, blood. I didn't leave until almost 12 o'clock.
Just collecting your food, man. At the start of the week, there was some good news, or I was talking, decide whether or not it's good news. The first effective coronavirus vaccine.
Yeah. Almost forgot. This is how
90%
funny
of people from getting COVID-19.
Say that again, Dan. 90%.
So it is shown to prevent more than 90% of people from getting COVID. Developed by Pfizer and BioNTech, and it was described as a great day for science.
Can't lie.
What were our initial thoughts on that?
When I heard that, what was the feeling? relief, I would say, almost. It was almost a that kind of moment. Although it's first time heard the news super early doors, so there's nothing really to expect other than the information that they're giving us. But it kind of felt like, all right, there's a little bit of a way out other than
some progress.
Yeah, lockdown, not on lockdown. Lockdown, not on lockdown. So yeah,
there are other options.
Yeah, it seems like they're definitely working on a way out. I say a way out, on a cure or a prevention of it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a relief to hear that news.
They're announced conference, right?
Yeah, pretty much same as Les, man. Just like, okay, finally there's something that's gonna be, there's steps in it, so they're gonna start rolling this out now. Which is good, man.
But yeah, man. I'm as you might expect from my current mood, had a healthy degree of skepticism when hearing this. We talk about the vaccine before was, I guess, a bit more of a real thing. So a lot of those kind of things came to mind. So I was happy, but then I was like,
why though?
I think, do you know what I think? I guess kind of skeptical on and in these days is like almost the best way I can put it is like believing in false prophets. Like I don't want to put my belief that this is good. This is the end to it.
Yeah. I know.
In the same way that was like, oh yeah, we'll do a lockdown and we'll be cool. After. We're back here again. Yeah. I'm like, I need more proof in the pudding before I'm gonna say I'm gonna believe in this. I think right now.
What would that proof need to be?
I said particularly with a vaccine, that I'm not first in line kind of thing. Let a couple next man get it. That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm a skeptic, so I'm like, I'll get that on the second. I'll get the second batch or whatever.
I mean, for us anyway, we'll be like pretty much last on the list anyway.
Yeah, we're not high priority at all.
List,
yeah.
I can't lie. To Rich saying with the vaccine not first in line. When I heard that, I mean, it might have been just the day I was thinking, yo, sign me up.
Just get me.
Regardless, I'm in. Like,
just get me and get us all away and out of this as safely as possible. Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, they're saying people under 50 with no medical problems are likely to be last in the queue. So we're most likely to be last in the queue. So, Rich, you got your wish there.
Yeah. But would you lot get it anyway?
100%.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. No doubts. No nothing. Then all in.
No, not really. I'm not. The reasons for not getting it, from what I've seen,
because they're injecting you with a chip in your hand.
Chip me up, bro.
The government are tracking you.
Bill Gates is going to be administering the vaccine.
Personally.
So yeah, he's good at what he does. So
yeah,
I'm not really adverse to.
For the record, let me state I haven't got my tinfoil do-rag on today. I'm not skeptic of that kind of stuff, like, oh, they're gonna track me and all of this.
All right.
I'm just
say what you're gonna say.
My own health reasons.
Okay. Okay. No, because I was gonna say, me and Dan have spoke about this before, innit? And everyone's talking about not getting it because of this X, Y, and Z, whatever. But for me, I feel like people like us, like, say if like family members got it, then I don't really need to get it. If that makes sense.
Exactly. It's almost the thing is the vaccine kind of works like a herd immunity thing anyway.
Yeah.
So
like if parents got it or something like that, or whatever, all the family members, and it's cool because my thing is if I get it, I'm gonna pass.
You believe you'll be all right.
Yeah. So my one's only because of that. Like, do you not get like flu jab and that?
This is what was going to be my next question. No. This is why I was interested with what Dan said, because I like when I have the COVID test, they ask me if I want to get the flu thing or whatever. Every year, no, like not interested, don't care about it. I actively avoid it. To be fair, honestly, I don't know why. I just feel like it's something I don't need.
We said this at work. Yes, if you walked into work one day and in the reception they were doing flu jabs, we said, "Yeah, come." What are you saying?
They do that at my workplace. Yeah. Every year I'm like, no. My manager's like, you can go. I'm like, nah.
I'm cool. I can hack flu. I can take a couple of days off work.
Yeah.
But if I get COVID, I could kill someone.
Oh, it's not. So it's just it's again. It's not about you so much. You think you'll be all right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there are some people where it's just like a strong flu. It's just not really stigma.
Yeah.
No.
And if you do get it, the vaccine, it probably just makes life easier moving forward. Anyway, if you got like an email or a text or whatever saying that you got it, because they're saying about like going to concerts,
what do we think about that?
Live sport and all of that.
That was sent round like there's a little bit of it was a headline.
It was a headline. It was a headline.
Scaremongering. You could put it in that misinformation. But we're saying that to access or go to its major sporting events or concerts. Countries are going to probably be added to that as well. If you want to travel, you need to have a negative COVID test.
Yeah.
And or proof of taking the vaccine.
Which is basically what it is now to go abroad. So it's definitely headline stuff. But I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be fair.
No, I think it's needed. I think we can't go back into the world or try to go back to like a normal world without having things like that in place. I mean, it's not hard to get. I guess you get a test. There's proof that you're negative. Someone else just show it. It's quite, for me, it's quite simple logistics and the practice. I think there's a lot of all these conspiracy theorists and saying, "Oh, I don't." It's funny. I was having a chat with someone the other day, and they're trying to go abroad, and we was talking about getting the injection getting a test, and you got to bring like details and passport and so on. And they was like, I don't want to bring my passport because I don't want the government to know like I've been here or tracked them.
Bro.
And in my head, I'm just thinking like they're gonna know where you like. The track and trace thing is not to follow your every single movement. I'm pretty sure they don't care. It's just for everyone to know that, right, you've been here, you've had a test, or you've been to this restaurant. If someone gets it in this restaurant, they just alert you that so and so has had it. So yeah, there's that side of it, which again, there's conspiracy theorists, I think, just leave it out for a little.
Hey, Les, can I interject quickly?
Go on.
That being said, do any of you men have track and trace?
No.
Why?
I don't have the app, but
I don't really go out, Rich.
No, get out. I don't know, man. I'm just finding it's interesting that we often have the belief that we're not really fearing, say, the government or whatever, but then we don't have the track and trace thing. It seems a bit like convenient almost, or it's odd to me.
I hear what you're saying.
It's odd to me.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think for me not having it, the first thing for me was I just can't bother to download another app on my phone.
Yep, I don't know extras.
Then after that, I think maybe there's a little bit of conspiracy theorist theory in that.
There is something in it.
With like a mobile device or a device that you can take with you anywhere, that is trackable. But then again, if I say I do something somewhere, they can ping my phone off of just the network that I'm on. So me having
they can get you. Your phone can be off. They'll catch you. Like
exactly. Me having my watch, my headphones, like having a track and trace app isn't really gonna change much unless you've got plans on doing some madness, which I don't. So I should be cool on that front.
You seen the petition going around?
I saw that yesterday.
Petition to what?
For what?
The petition going around, which is
anti-vax thing.
It is along those lines. It is a petition which is, I guess, preventing. I've got it here. It's a petition to prevent any restrictions on those who refuse a COVID-19 vaccination.
This is techie.
So I want the government to prevent any restrictions being placed on those who refuse to have any potential COVID-19. This includes restrictions on travel, social events, no restrictions whatsoever. So 214,000 signatures at the minute.
Yeah, but
for no restrictions. Sorry, Dan. For no restrictions. For restrictions.
For no restrictions to be placed upon an individual.
Those who don't want to take it. Okay, right.
So they should be able to.
But the thing is, it's vaccine or a negative test.
Yeah.
But is it though?
Well, that is what is being proposed or has been brought up by different think tanks and whatnot. They're saying that this is possibly how things will be in the future. It's not nothing set in stone at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike's right. I doubt if you don't have the vaccine and if you have proof that you don't have the virus, then you'll be able to.
I think with that, I think the vaccine, I guess to them acts as all right, you definitely don't have it. Whereas with a test, I didn't have it at the time of taking it.
At that time, I took the test.
Yeah. So I know when you got to fly, I know Dubai being one of them, it's 48 hours you have to have had the test in. So that's, I guess, within close proximity of when you actually fly. But then say a week later, you can get it in Dubai, or you can say you don't take the flight, or you just have a test. A week later, then you could have it. So I think with the vaccine or that petition, the vaccine to them is you definitely don't have it. So you're cool to move forward.
Yeah, the vaccines.
I had a test a week ago. I'm going to this show. I might actually have it now.
There's a degree of caution. The vaccine is looked at as 100%.
Of course.
Right, yeah.
The test is looked at like maybe 80. Who knows who you've come into contact with since, you know what I'm saying? Of those two options, I would rather take the test, for sure. It just seems like a less invasive. But I understand why people would want people to be vaccinated. I totally get it. Especially, particularly with travel. Like, you can't, like, we can say all of this, we can sign petitions for what happens in this country. But as soon as you go into a foreign land, you can't tell man nothing. You can't tell me how to run my yard. Like, you can't. And as someone that likes to travel, that's a techie one for me. And this is why I say it. I'm like, I probably will have to, like, regardless how I feel about it, I probably have to get it if I want to be able to. And there's something that I don't like about that.
I think it's a control thing. Because the vaccination can only ever be good for you and those around you.
I think I don't like the mandatory nature of it. Before I went to Asia, I got like my tetanus redone, my polio, got rabies, I don't know, maybe Japanese encephalitis, yellow fever, whatever.
What were you saying? You didn't think the government were trying to
chip you up, like.
No,
we said those ones are calm. They didn't have any plans.
Rich, they know what you had for breakfast this morning, fam.
This Corona one, man. This is where the chip is. Man took like 4 or 5,
But one new thing.
This is the crazy one.
They tried and tested.
Fam, they know what's under that do-rag.
One they tried to test it. 2, advised. It's like I have the choice, and I think it's advised. It's like you should advised by the government. It's not mandatory, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But I said it's about the option. It's like I don't beg my weekends where in normal life I'll stay at the yard, but now I'm not allowed to. I'm like, don't tell me that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's a weird, it's a psychological thing.
It's the control thing, yeah. And like you said, it's having the mandatory nature of having to have it.
I like options. Man want options. Everyone wants to be invited to the party, even if you're not going to show up. And I think it's a thing like that, where it's like, give me the choice.
With the weekend thing, it's like it could be midweek, Then you're thinking, cool, weekend's coming. Let's see what happens on the weekend. Cool, weekend comes. You know, you're tired. You don't really want to do anything. You stay in. Now it's like midweek. You're thinking, raw, weekend's coming. I can't even do nothing. It's gonna be mad. Like I said at the jump of the episode, like I was thinking about, raw, I'm just gonna be staying home. So you're already thinking about just staying in and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas before it's like, all right, see what's going on. If not happens,
we always
happens.
want the option. Like options are better than no options, and I think that's what it kind of boils down to for me.
This isn't for it's for people like in my WhatsApp groups and these crazy people on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm not, and that being said, like, oh sorry, Dan, you're talking. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, no, they'll be against all like this and that, and then they'll travel to Thailand. They'll get 1 million shots, whether they're advised or not. Like, it's still the same bodies telling you and giving you advice. So if the advice wasn't malicious then
why is it now?
Now it is. Yeah, it's because
with the jabs, you have to prove that you've had them, right, before you travel.
No, you don't. It's for your own good.
All right,
if you're
then.
going to be going to
what's
the monkey forest or whatever, you don't want to get rabies. It was a monkey that does a mad thing.
Yeah, you don't want to catch corona.
Corona is different because I guess it's more about the people you infect in it. So there's more reason why you should take corona. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you get rabies that affects you, you don't then spread that to a next man and whatnot. Corona makes more sense. But I think it's and like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. Like, we've all
imagine that we're waiting up things that can save lives, whether they're your own life or someone else's.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm aware of the mental gymnastics I'm doing. Like, I think it basically comes down to options.
Yeah,
and control, as Les says.
Man, not like
I hear that.
I think it's this.
It's a fuck you to the man.
Yeah. It's a mad one.
If you're watching and listening, that was Richie talking there.
Talking about middle finger to authority. Have you not seen the gyms that have been staying open?
North London's fine.
Yeah.
One in North London. Big up Zone Gyms still, or not. Depends what side of the fence you sit on. And effectively, the owner.
There's a cringe video. We didn't put it in the Mandem group, have we?
Oh no, we didn't.
There's a video in the
timeline.
Get that in there.
He needs to, But he's in this. He's in some self-promoting. But yeah, it's a gym in Wood Green, and like loads of police have been sent there. 30 officers on Zone Gym in Wood Green. He's managed to stay open due to kind of a loophole in, I guess,
legislation or something. What is it? What is this thing? What, do you know what it is? Because I don't know.
Not sure what it is, but there's
just objecting.
There was a loophole which allowed him to stay open. What do you think about this kind of gym thing?
It's different.
This common law thing.
I'd love to know what the loophole is.
Does he serve food there or something like that?
Yeah, he probably classes it as like a wellness
takeaway or something like that.
After seeing the video, my opinion can completely change. Now I've seen this brother, it's completely different. Up until that point, I'm like, okay, like I kind of like because this happened in Liverpool, right? When they were in
when they were doing the
spoke about a couple weeks ago,
lockdown, and there's something I kind of liked about it. And I kind of like this guy being defiant, but then when you see the way he's going on, like I'm like, close it, man, just close it, man, close it, lock it off.
Yeah, I feel the same as what I did with the Liverpool example.
Which was what? I don't remember how you felt, Mike.
Mike was against it.
Bro, close your gym, bro. You're not bigger or better than anyone else, bro.
Unless you're a Kardashian.
He has racked up around. I think it's about
no.
60-70K's worth of fines, and he says he's not really bothered. He's not really bothered by that.
He's not bothered at all.
We're not closing. We're staying open because it's the right thing to do. We need the message to get out to the public.
Zone Gym's not a chain, is it? Like a franchise?
No, I think it probably operates.
It's a hardcore
solo
gym
on its own. Yeah,
iron plates and all that.
Yeah.
Again, I think my stance is the same as it was when we spoke about the guys in Liverpool. I'm for gyms being open because I think now because you're allowed to go out, but I guess the only real things you're allowed to do is really go shopping, food shopping. Can't socializing wise. there's very little to do unless you're going to go for a run with someone or a bike ride, and the weather's not particularly great for that. So I'm cool with I've even been trying to look at gyms that are still open, but I think I'm not on trying to be in the middle of a bench press set and then the feds are running in saying everyone get out. That's that's going to throw me off. So yeah, for me, I'm for gyms open, and Mandem will know I've been not struggling, but been trying to find weights. Managed to get a set yesterday, but for a price that I didn't want to pay. But for can't go to the gym, can't do any other sort of resistance training, so I've got to do something. So for me, if you're going to stay open, more power to you, brother.
It's a story which is running, and he seems like he's digging his heels in. It's a 24-hour gym. He says that he's got no interest in shutting it, but I feel like you can only flout these things for so long. They find something on you or some dirt that something you did ages ago, or some old parking fines that you haven't paid. I feel like the tone and the methods used to shut you down will kind of change.
Yeah, I think he's got like another week, man. Matt, he's moving too flagrant. Like for those who haven't seen the video, the guy he's in the gym and he's like dancing in front of the mirror. He's ripping up fines, 1,000, 2,000. He's wiping them on his ass. Like
they're gonna come for you. See that I don't agree with, and I think the reason why I rated what the guys in Liverpool did is that they were what's the word? They were like civil with it. They were polite. Didn't like brag about we're gonna keep it open. We don't care what anyone says. They had like real reasons that I respect for wanting to keep it open. Whereas it sounds like, and I've not seen the video, but it sounds like this guy was he's sort of doing what Mike said. He's like, you're not bigger, you're not badder, you're not better than anyone else. So if you're not doing it for sort of the betterment of people, they just close your gym. It's not we're not going to close it because we don't want to be locked down. It should be, and I hope that it's bigger than that. So that's why I respect the guys from Liverpool. It doesn't sound like this guy's kind of doing it for the betterment of people as those guys were.
I can't help but feel that there's a little bit of self, there's a little bit of ego.
It seems that way.
And it's like this is your moment. You're gonna get a few press inches. You're gonna get a couple interviews. Might end up on BBC London. A couple radio interviews, and
But then for him it opens up. It advertises his gym. People are dying for gym. People are going to go over there. You got to sign up. You got to pay for a session. Like, it's more money in his pocket, in a sense, which isn't a way that I would go about it.
Yeah.
So it's just that way. I don't really back it.
He says that he is currently selling 150 day passes as well as remaining open for his 1,200 existing members. So I guess every day he's on there and gets another interview.
Sorry, boys, I got to go.
More people.
I'll be back in an hour.
I can't help but think there's a little bit of ego playing a part here.
I think there's a lot done.
It's like similar to, I don't know if you've seen him, the tattoo artist in, I think it's Brighton.
No, but go on.
No, I've not seen
the
it.
Common Law kid is what I'm calling him. He's the guy where the police, I think for 7 days in a row, they've turned up to his shop. Says he's remaining open and he has his door closed and he is giving them a script which he's written. And he just reads it out to them and he says, under a common law jurisdiction, you cannot enforce this. We are governed by common law and da 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 da. And the police are kind of baffed by what he's saying. Like, he's kind of baffed. They're like, what? And then he's like, if you do cross this threshold and da da, you'll be given a £10,000 fine. And when it first happened, I was like, this is interesting. Day 7, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. And I can't, again, help but feel that there's a little bit of self-promotion in these things. And I just want to see how long it goes. And yesterday, I think the final day, the police turned up mob-handed, and they had a locksmith who opened his door. And he's in there recording the locksmith kind of breaking into his premises or trespassing is what he's calling it under common law. And he says he's got a big lawyer working on the case, and this is going to be like a massive case for the UK. And he's probably going to win it. He says he's got a lawyer who charges £1,000 an hour, and he said he's going to take the case for free because he believes in the case so much.
See, things like that.
Common law dons, man.
Yeah, like I don't need to know what the lawyer charges. Like when you say things like that, then you start. Then you start entering the realms of this is marketing, advertising. This is because now everyone just wants to know who this guy is. And again, that's like a tattoo parlor. Like that's. I'm sorry, but that's got a shut.
Non-essential.
That's if there's
mental health though. If you get a nice tattoo, it's good for your mental health. And
you're happy in that. Rich, you might have to go there because
there's definitely
face tap pending. Face tap, bro.
There's definitely an argument for it, but then there's arguments for restaurants.
Everything, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just do it for a month.
Which I understand, and maybe it's just because we're all gym goers, but maybe because I'm an avid gym goer, I like to think that that's somewhere that I want to keep going to and want to stay open. But these type of man that are doing all of this. Yeah, like I'm not closing. Like you can give me all these fines. Like I'll get a lawyer. Like you can't do nothing. Common law. Like I'm just like, be quiet, man. Just
allow it, man.
Yeah, you're not helping. You're not helping anyone but yourself, or trying to help anyone but yourself.
Yeah, I did see something going around on Insta. Then I think it was that where there was some rule or law or something like that saying you can't force people to close or whatever. But allow it, man.
It's I think he's kind of got his. I don't know. He's probably been to WhatsApp University or his college, and he is doing the whole argument like I'm a freeman of the land and all that. But I think statutory law is gonna give him a kick in the balls, man. But it'll be one to watch because I wanna see him having the same chutzpah once this does go to court. Because right now he's moving kind of bossy. He's under control. We've got the big lawyer, Harvey Specter from Suits or whatever. He's going to be representing him. So I need to see how it progresses because it's very interesting. Yeah, just shouting out common law, and a lot of people reposting it saying this is what it's about. It's tyranny we're living under right now. So I want to see how it all plays out.
Last week we kind of teed up the big news for this week actually when we spoke about the banning of smacking children.
God.
And then we also spoke about can't do it to adults. Lo and behold, the video comes out
ahead of the game again.
She obviously she was listening, innit? So video of Octavian.
Yeah.
You lot all seen it?
Yes.
But
what are your thoughts on the initial video?
So that's the one of her recording?
Yes.
When I first saw it, I was like, blood, this is mad. This is bonkers. It's not on that. It's a disgrace. It's disgraceful because like you can hear her what sounds like in distress and saying I'm bad at drop because you didn't leave my house and blah blah blah. I didn't like it, and I right or wrong, I made my mind up there.
I think
that he was in the wrong massively.
I think most people made their minds up. I think that video was more than enough. Like, I mean, we often hear about these stories and often it's hearsay. Yeah. It's my word, her word versus yours, and then it goes to court, and it can be really hard to prove a lot of things. in court as to who's right or wrong. When you've got video evidence. And do you know what it is? It almost reminds me of, I think it was last week, and you got that video of the paedophile guy, I'll call him. Do you know what, like, the most terrible thing for me in that is the little girl's voice, and the like fear
and terror. Yeah.
In this video, I can hear a similar fear. And from time I've heard that, my door's kind of closed on you, man. Like, I don't see how you can prove to me after seeing and hearing that, that there's no basis for, just in general, there's no basis for hitting most people, particularly not a woman and like your partner or whatever. It's all mad. So for me, it was an easy call, man. Easy call.
And have you seen his video that he released the day after or whatever it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
And as I said, rightly or wrongly, I believed her straight away.
Yeah.
Like, off of what I've seen. And then from doing a little bit of research, it seems as if there is more to this, and this has been happening. Yes. So that kind of added to my thoughts on like, this ain't cool, man.
Yeah, this isn't the first time this sort of thing's come out, because I think she said it before. Yes,
that's what came to light. And then people... from back in like September or whatever.
Yeah.
He did. I guess it's in his interest to release that video because his career's on the line. But he does raise a good point in it, and that's not saying he's a good guy. He raises a good point because you can do both. And he says, people see something, and then that is it. Like, you just believe that. You don't hear the other side of the story and whatnot. And as I said, it's in his interest to say that. But it did strike a chord with me. I was just like, I just made my mind up based on that. But I guess the evidence is fairly compelling.
That's damning, man.
I guess on the video that she released, I guess you don't really see him like hitting or anything like that.
It's like a melee.
But then he says something. I think how I feel at the moment is probably he's just trying the thing, see what he can and can't get away with. And saying that he was being blackmailed and blah, 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 blah. So, I kind of half agree with you, Dan, as well. Yeah. Well, I do agree with you.
But that's not us standing.
No. But I'm saying for the most part, people just see one side or something, make their minds up.
I totally agree with that statement he makes, in that we're bare dumb, like in an odd sort of way. Like, you see someone on Instagram that has 30,000 followers and you think they're good. Like, whatever they're doing, you just think they're good. They'll be good for P or whatever it may be. They're them broke, struggling. Like, I think we live in a culture where, I guess, and prior to like more recent times, seeing has been believing, isn't it? And we, as much as we're kind of privy to even knowing that just because this looks this way, it doesn't mean this way, we still kind of, I think, fall for it often, even though we know that looks can be deceiving kind of thing. But all of that being said, that video is more than enough.
Like he's statement was right.
You actually can't change my mind. Unless she's got, like, just prior to that, she's thrown hot water or something, like she's fully attacked you or something mad.
There's messages.
Even
as
still,
well,
I'm gonna be like, nah, man. I haven't seen any of the messages.
Yeah, I saw them on Twitter. I think it was. There's actually messages between them.
Yeah.
And what do they indicate?
Just more of him. It's what seems like him. Just, I think there's something about him hitting her in the stomach or something. So I think she's had a miscarriage or an issue with a baby. Just stuff like that has come out. But I think I agree with Dan, and it's I thought that when I first watched that first video of her recording, it was to watch it and hear it. It was a bit mad, but then I did think, he is not that I say done with me or cancelled or however you want to put it, but then I also need to see or hear his side of it. I didn't want to be that, because there's a lot of stuff that gets sent in groups and you see on Twitter and stuff that you see that aren't true. One, they're doctored videos or they're fake pics or people just making stuff up because it's a trendy thing and that's what people are talking about now. So I was like, all right, this is what I've seen. Let me just chill and figure out or try and see what else comes out after this. Then he's done his video, and like Dan said, it's in the interest of him to say that. But there's definitely truth in it. I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. It'll be one person's word against someone else's. But yeah, that first video, I just don't think things should ever get to that point. Like you can never, in my eyes, like Rich said, unless she's done something beforehand, I should never see a video ever get to that. It should be verbal at most. There's no melee, there's no back and forth, there's no tussling. When it gets to that, then I just think, someone's not thinking straight and someone's gone too far.
Yeah. He has since been dropped by his label.
Yes.
After completing his album, and they are saying that they're not gonna release his album. What does that mean for the album? Does that mean they just have his shit? That's it? Do they give it to him?
I did not. I knew he got dropped from his label, but I didn't know they were refusing to release it.
Yeah, the album was due to drop yesterday, which is why she released the video the day before.
Wow.
And I think that was also kind of going against her, in that I think he said it, and I think other people were kind of siding with him in that.
It adds to the whole blackmail.
Yeah, it seems a bit suspicious that you would bring it out at a time when my album's about to drop. And one, I think it is in her interest and not in her interest. That who cares? Why does she care whether his album?
It's malicious. It seems like it's malicious, but
and
who cares?
If you're gonna hurt someone who is supposedly hurt you, and hurt, I'm using that term lightly, is like I'm gonna do it at a time that can probably fuck everything that you've worked on. I'm not going to do it on a Sunday. Like, wait for his album to drop, then we'll do it on a Sunday after. Like,
I'm going to do it. Gone to number one or whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to do it at a time that's going to hurt you. And going to get some sort of reaction from you. So yeah, when I heard that, I was like, but it's not in her interest to do it afterwards.
At this point, she doesn't owe him anything.
Yeah, she doesn't owe him anything. So that for me, that didn't stand.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think
it will be interesting to see what happens with the album, though, because that's I don't know.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, who owns?
Is that just gone now?
I'm gonna say that the label probably keep the album, unless he's not in, or clearly not in.
I suppose it depends what his deal is, isn't it?
If it's a distribution thing or
true.
They'll probably have to compensate him somehow because surely. Well, it depends if he's in if he's had an advance and all of that, they probably don't have to do anything. It's in their interest to release it to make their money back, but they don't want to. But it seems it's weird. That's a weird kind of trap that he finds himself in.
This is that cancel culture thing. This might be the first example of someone actually being cancelled and
actually
being
that's real cancel culture when it comes from those who I mean, the people have power in masses. Like those establishments that have been around for ages and run by these powerful people, they can really cancel you.
Yeah, and he's seeing that now. And I guess also tied to what he did say and why it struck a chord with me about, you've only heard one side of the story. Yesterday there was a story going around on WhatsApp about a young footballer who was accused of doing X and imprisoning a girl and raping her, and he's been arrested. And some people jumped to conclusions based on a few WhatsApp messages and said it's this player, when the truth is that it was definitely not this player. His name was trending.
Big paragraphs,
his name was trending. They sent a picture of the girl, and the truth is it wasn't him. So the freak that actually started that and sent that message is a weirdo. The girl that they said it was a 17-year-old girl that was in prison, whatever. The picture of the girl that was circulating was a 26-year-old. She came out and said, I've never spoken to this accused person. I don't know him. Like, why is my name circulating? Like, it's freaks like that.
You see?
And then that's why when I heard it, I was like, when Octavian said it, I was like, I've seen it today. Man were ready to say this guy's career is finished.
Dragging him.
I knew it was like that. And the fact is, it's nothing to do with him. It's crazy, fam.
Yeah, I think we need to set some sort of precedent somewhere that, and I think Twitter kind of done this with retweeting things. They ask you to double check or look it up, or you can't just simply press.
Try and verify it, yeah.
Verify the information. Same needs to be done. People need to do this themselves with information and stuff that they're posting in groups. And I just think like that thing with the player, I read that and the way it was written, I just like, maybe it's just me. And Dan, you're nodding your head, so I assume you're the same. But when you read certain things, you're just reading it and thinking,
this is phony, man.
This wasn't written by someone that was credible. It's
that WhatsApp University stuff.
Right. It's not even like spelling mistakes. It's just the sentence is structured like
grammar, poor grammar. And,
it's just doesn't make sense. And I hope people are reading stuff before they post them in these groups, because I don't want my group chat filled with all these accusations and man saying it's this man and man have done that.
Bro, I hate that shit.
I'm just like, so when I see that stuff
on his group, bro,
I don't really care who's posted it. Like, I'm just not gonna say anything until more information comes out. And then with this thing in particular, in one group, Dan just came out straight after and said, yeah, it's actually not him. Like, and it's like, it wouldn't have taken 2 minutes for you to just do the research and verify that what you're about to post or forward is indeed factual.
Yeah. People forward some funny stuff, man.
Fam, it's starting to piss me off. Like.
Bruv, it's been pissing me off. It's been pissing me off. People just like, bro, posting silly pictures, like, of like stupid text, like, oh, this has happened and that has happened. You could see that. It's about like, someone done it on MS Paint. Like.
And it's like, it's forwarded messages. It's not even like it's a screenshot from an article off of some publication.
Yeah, it's so poor.
Forwarded a message from another chat. Where's that person forwarded it from? Another chat. Where's that come from? Another chat. Like, this isn't coming from someone who writes or someone. It's just don't. Leave that stuff out the WhatsApp group. Mention it and let man figure out the rest of it. Put the pieces together.
Big idiot thing. Did you, Dan, you put up that new app that has come out in the last week? I think you posted a picture of that app that come out in the last week or so.
Oh, the Punchline thing.
Oh,
yeah. So it's this new game that has come out on
Google Play Store and App Store.
Yes.
Mobile devices.
Which is called Punchline Chronicles. This was doing the rounds on social media, our WhatsApp group, and people had mixed feelings about it, actually.
Mike, did you actually search it in the Play Store, in Google Play?
Yeah. When I sent my screenshots, that was me.
Okay.
See, that was me. Do you know what I'm saying? Credible shit.
Facts. I respect it.
Yeah.
Do the research.
Yeah. So I was like, raw. You saw like the reviews and that.
Yeah.
What do you lot think?
Do you know what? You made a very good point.
Thank you.
And it's very rare that you do.
Wait. State your point though. State the point.
I'm gonna say it. So Mike, someone posted. I can't remember who posted it. No, Dan did. And then Joe did. Sorry. And I think my immediate comment was, I think I just said like, "Raw, what is this?" And man was just saying it's mad, like blah blah blah. But then Mike was like, "So man rate GTA, but don't rate like this." And then then it made me think, what's the big difference?
There isn't one. GTA is a better game.
I'm against it.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. But to say that it's not that I condone what GTA does. I'm not going to play this game for starters. But at the same time, I'm not promoting GTA as the lifestyle or kind of game that you need to play, you should play, or the lifestyle, whatever. So I'm not going to promote this. I just think more of it doesn't help. That's my thing.
I get why people are like, "Raw, like this is mad."
Yeah.
And it's something different. It's something new, and it's like associated to what like people do or what happens in whatever area. But But yeah, I was just like, right, like we play bear games where you go out and do mad stuff. So it's just another one of those when you actually deep it.
What was you gonna say, Dan?
I think it just goes back to like it is. I'm guessing it's made by some people who aren't affected by these things, such as country lines and the drama that comes with country lines, Black Punch, and again, it's just almost making. I don't know, because it is a serious situation, Kat. Yeah, people are making light of these situations. Gonna make some money, gonna get some promo, but the reality of running country lines and kids being sent up there and jumping on trains with food on them, drugs. It's just like a bit grim. I think it's a bit distasteful.
Distasteful is the word. That's what I was exactly going to say.
Position it. I also understand GTA glorifies violence or speaks on violence. But I think the parallels are a bit different, man. Like the country land thing is, for me, it's people say it's not child grooming, but there is slightly child grooming attached to it. So OT out of town to make money for some, and then they'll go
send my young boy.
Send my young boy OT and that little 14-year-old and that. So it's just like slightly distasteful for me, and I get it, and I feel like I know what the developer looks like.
I'm not sure about all that, but I'm just saying, innit, it's out there in
very good point.
It's out there in games already. It's out there in films and shows already. It's out there in music. It's just an app now. Like.
It's for me, it's a very techie one. I guess as you lot know, I studied digital animation. I specialized in games art at university. I remember, I don't know if it was my second or third year, I was doing what they call a character model. So I was making a character, right? This character was based off Black J, brother, and I've kind of 3D sculpted this character, and it's like it's Jay in his like puffer jacket. He's got a hat on. We know what it looks like, and I added a gun to it. Yeah, this is me at 18, 19, and I have to present that to my lecturers or whatever. And one of my lecturers are all white. Know nothing of the life, so to speak. And one of them goes to me, I think you should change the gun to remote control. And I don't know if it was the age I was at or whatever, but I was like no, like why? Like I know the character I'm trying to create here, but I could see that they could see. I think often when you're like, say, not from the life or close to the life, you can kind of, there's a weird, again, speaking of mental gymnastics, as I said earlier, that you do that where you don't see it as necessarily so serious as the realities of it. I know someone who was trying to create games. I wanted to create games that were based on things I knew. So it was stuff like this. As a grown-up now, my outlook is completely different on it. I've been playing GTA. I remember picking up the first GTA. Shout out cousin Matt. We were underage.
The bird's eye?
No. The GTA 3.
GTA 3.
On PS3.
I remember walking down to Blockbusters on 4th Street. Went with Matt. Matt was just over 18. And he got it for man, innit? And so I was playing that underage. I say that to say there's an 18 label kind of for a reason. I think as adults, we can look at it completely different and can enjoy it for, if you like, the mechanics of the game and be like further removed from it. I think when you're younger, you kind of trivialize this shit and it's a lot deeper than it is. That being said, I do think this country line games it's bare distasteful. But as Mike said, it is hard to differentiate it from something like GTA. It's really hard. I don't know. I'm torn, man.
It's more relatable than GTA.
For us,
yeah. It's because it's specifically based around one thing, innit? So like GTA is like everything.
It's GTA is
it's more
down.
organized crime and
yeah.
This is like,
but it's still though like.
Yeah. To be fair, I was like, I don't think you actually sell any drugs in any GTA games when I pre it. I don't know. When I pre it, I'm like, I don't think that actually happens. It's like I can think of. You tell me. I haven't
previous ones you have.
Most recent ones.
Yeah,
I can't remember. The most recent one, I don't.
Yeah, you rob it. You rob food as well. Like
if not, it's third.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do at some point.
I think as adults we can look at it differently, but even as kids, it was just fun, man. It's difficult. There is something, and as Dan says, I haven't figured this out in my head. I'm conflicted, and obviously I find like games like GTA and most games are usually most drama in general involves like death, sadness, it's bad things, but
crime.
We enjoy them, and it's really it's difficult, man. But I do agree. There's something like I'm not downloading that game. There's something that I don't like about it. It's butters. I feel like it's butters.
My thing is we just don't need like more of it. Looking at it, I just think, and maybe it's a thing of some of these kids or some of these men doing this look like me, and that's not something that I champion, something that I don't promote, don't really rate. So when I see that it's almost like Dan said, the grooming thing, it's a serious thing, and it happens. And I think that when people look at this game, that's what they're gonna get into, depending on how the game works. There might be some influential kid that plays this and thinks, "Oh, this is cold. Like, how can this like turn out in like real life?
Like they name a character Abdi in it. Like
it's just I think it plays on a part of a young person's mentality that they can just tap into without actually having to speak.
I don't know, man. The more we're talking about it, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm here for it.
The more I don't know if I'm here for it, but I find myself.
The more I'm not against it.
It's harder to defend.
Bro, we can't, fam. We often talk about when people say, music, or this film, or Top Boy. And we're like, well, why don't they say this about that music or this film? We can't, bro. We can't pick and choose.
I think Mike is right.
Dan, we can't, bro.
I think it's distasteful, but
how is this aiding? It's not aiding anything. Like it's adding to, it's glamorizing it again. Like.
I think that's what it is.
Loads of things are though.
Yes, but that's not to say that that's a good thing. Like. So why, like, if it does glamorize drugs and violence, why would we need more of that? Like, I don't get it.
There's always going to be more of it, whether it's in film.
No, but if we can prevent it,
But why would you just pick this to prevent it?
Because it's the most recent thing that we've seen.
Because this is like, I can't think of a film.
I think this is the first time we spoke like this about something. That's like.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think Mike's right. I think we're choosing to draw the line there. Maybe, is it because it's closer to home?
Yeah. That's what it is, Rich. That's what it is.
Because we listen to some wicked music to this day, blood. To this day, we listen to the wickedest music, but we get something from it.
That's people telling their own stories. Countryline Chronicles isn't made by a kid or a 14-year-old that's been.
But that neither is GTA.
Yeah, but GTA is not focused on country life.
It's focused on the whole thing. Which
there's other examples as well.
It's uglier.
And it's just like but when there's like films about this little kid, like all black films are about the same, like you can't.
The narrative.
I'm cool. I always say let's tell a different story. Like.
You do. But I'm still.
I think why, I'm with Mike, man. It's techie.
I get why we think that way initially, but it's just like when you deeper, I'm just like,
But I do agree with you, Dan, in that. Yeah, like we just need to, in a weird way, just like different stories. We don't need to do this thing, but then
we don't need more of it.
I'm conflicted, man. It's like I enjoy gangster rap or GTA, and it's mad. It's wow, this thing's tearing me.
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's tough.
And I'm all for free art and whatnot. But my personal view is I won't be downloading it. It doesn't enrich the people that it's focused on. Like, it's a bit. I'll put it under the strippiness category. I think that's where I'm just like I saw it.
I agree with you on that as well. I agree with you. I need to work on doing that for GTA and some other stuff though. If I'm gonna try and have a hard pass.
Let us know if it's a good game or not.
Mike, let us know.
I'm not gonna download it.
Mike's playing it now.
It's true.
No, I'm just reading.
Mike's completed it.
Hey, it's bang on. I don't know. I'm not gonna download it just because just don't want to play any games and all of that, innit? But yeah, I might do actually. I might do just to see what.
Research.
But I just thought it's something to think about. What the points me and Richie sort of made.
Yes.
Do you not agree? See where we're coming from as well.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. But like I said, my thing is we just don't need more of it. If they turned around and said they're not going to make another GTA because their values,
would you be upset
with it? Yeah, I'll be gutted, but I understand it. As an adult, I think, it's kind of fucked. It's a bit mad what they do, what you can do in the game, what you've been able to do in previous GTAs.
Let me ask a question.
So I'd understand it. Go on.
Is this not like an art and an artist thing?
No.
Like what it stands for, but we can still enjoy it.
No, I get the point you're making, but it's not art and artist.
I think the difference there in terms of that is also, we grew up liking that artist or whatever prior to allegations, whatnot, music. Like, if the song's a hit, the song's a hit. This was like never in our lives. We understand that it's a fairly big problem in inner city London. And then I guess when people go OT, they're not in London, whatever. And then it's just kind of like been introduced to us. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'd rather play Flappy Bird. It's basically the same thing. Or I'd rather play Mario Kart emulator, like Super Mario emulator. Like, instead of putting a policeman's chasing a kid through the countryside. Like, I don't think it's the same. But no, I see what man is saying. Yeah, it's a game. It's art,
mad. It's mad. Yeah.
To do whatever. But I just think, why didn't they do this about? Why didn't they call it fucking university, or why don't they call it Eton drug running or whatever, and you get like a fucking, don't know.
I hear what you're saying.
A Tarquin being chased by his head of year through like the grounds, like it's just not the same, innit? Like they're just not gonna do that. Or why don't they make the one on paedophilia and politicians being chased? Like, it's just more of the same shit. Like. But they chose this for a reason, isn't
it? Yeah. I think distasteful is the perfect word for it. It's just not needed.
Let me quickly ask: if you find out this is made by a group of young black youth, I think you could be surprised that it may be. Would that change your perspective on it?
Not for me, no.
It's an idiot thing.
I'd tell you. I think it's probably even worse.
You're just propping up.
Fair enough. I think it's more techie than you might think, but fair enough.
I'll do my research into the developers and I'll come back with some.
Dan's definitely going to hit us.
Another midweek episode.
For me, for me, I still think, I still feel how I feel. But I don't know, man.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Let us know what you lot think, man. Because it's quite an interesting one. It's something that we ain't seen before. We ain't seen before.
And we have a split. I never usually agree with my client. Never.
So you're wrong all the time. Dickhead. Yeah. This is actually something we haven't seen before. Really?
Yeah. So not in this this space anyway, at least. This kind of
interesting.
Kind of parallels a topic I wanted to speak about, which was let me get his name right. I can't remember. I've got a clip to play as well. What's my man's name? FA chairman Greg Clark. Yeah. Let me play the clip and then I can give maybe a bit more context. Oh, this is a techie one. My headphones are in my ears, but I want to show you the sound as well.
Is it the clip that you sent in the other day? Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a 10-second clip. Let me play the sound actually. One sec. It's only like 10 seconds. Can you hear?
Yeah.
To high-profile female footballers, high-profile coloured footballers is if I look at what happens.
I think it started again. That is it essentially.
I don't think we did. You not hear that properly? Because I didn't.
Should I play it again? I mean, this is.
If I look at what happens to high-profile female footballers, high-profile coloured footballers is.
That's all. That clip is just him saying the problem with what he said was that he used the term coloured footballers.
Yeah.
Is subsequently, I don't know if he's stepped down or he's been fired.
He's resigned. Yeah.
He's resigned. Okay. He was, I guess, former FA chairman on specifically heading up diversity, which I think is more controversial.
Mm-hmm.
This has been doing the rounds. I was listening to it as I do all the time now on talk radio thing on BBC London, Eddie Nestor show. No, this is drive time in the evening on the way home. Starts in the morning. Eddie on the way home. What was I going to say? So I'm just tuned into this, yeah, and they're talking about this story, but for whatever reason, the BBC won't let him use what he's referring to as the C word.
Oh wow!
Being coloured, right? So I'm listening to it.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again, Rich.
Basically, the BBC, they're having this conversation. People are calling in all of this. But he is not allowed, and he said he thinks it's stupidness. The BBC won't allow him to use the word coloured while speaking about Greg Clark's use of the word coloured. So it's like I'm listening to conversation, and I'm taking in this and that. I'm like, but what? He keeps saying the C word. I'm like, obviously they can't say the C word. The big C. Yeah, this is a lowercase thing.
Yeah.
So I was very confused to a point, and then a few people called in and they used it in it. Like they're not supposed to, but they used it, and he's like, "Oh, please don't say that again." And I was like, like it will click.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have been? I guess he resigned, so it's a bit different. But I think he's been pushed in that direction more than he probably just chose to.
Mm-hmm.
You think there's a problem with him using the word coloured?
Yeah. And also, by looking at this video, I think he probably should have resigned about 10 years ago.
His resignation had nothing to do with him using the word. He's just fucking he's had enough. He's tired.
It was time, fam. But I think it boils down to stuff that we've discussed previously on here and in our own sort of group. It's like an education thing again.
Okay, can you tell me more?
What it can boil down to, of why you shouldn't, because he probably grew up where it was normal. So yeah, he's just grown up and then he's just said it now. Whereas, yeah, people now know you shouldn't. You don't say it.
Yeah. When I first heard it, I think you put it in the group. My first reaction was, first I thought, wow, that's not mad, but I was like, oh, okay. But then I kind of thought, what's the big deal? But I understand what the big deal is. Does that make sense?
I hear you, Liz. Yeah.
I was a little bit like, and to what Mike said, it was, he shouldn't have used the word, and no one should use the word. But at the same time, he's from an era and a time where that was probably the normal word to use. And that doesn't, I'm not defending him in using a word, but it's just you're talking and things come out. So then that's just what you're going to say. But then on the flip, and again, to use Rich's term, mental gymnastics, I did think that, yeah, we can't be having that. No matter what you think or where you've come from or how old you are, the term's outdated. If you're going to speak publicly, you need to speak correctly, because it could be the same way that someone uses the N-word. I'm not now going to turn around and be like, oh yeah, he's from a time where it was like, that's just not going to stand. So I get why people are upset and why he's resigned because of it. But at the same time, I kind of think
you wasn't like,
yeah, there could have been worse things that he had said.
Okay.
I think in the context of how he used the word, doesn't seem that bad to me. But the fact that he's used it raises questions.
What were you lot saying?
Dan, what do you think? I mean, I guess you're someone that's probably closer to football than us all.
I'd say like similar to like to Les's piece. I'd probably say his intentions don't seem malicious in how like, he delivered it. However, I feel that if you are like, that out of touch and you're supposed to be someone who's like, working on diversity in that, to not be aware that that is a somewhat of an outdated term, I feel like you're not well read enough in the area that you are working in.
Yeah.
So
that's what shocks me the most. Which you just saying that
you're not up to the standard, and for something so important and as big a role as that, you probably
should be clued up.
Sorry, go on.
It does go back to a time also. I have been told that back in the day there was a time where it was deemed offensive to
be called black, right?
Black people black. So then people said, no, call us coloured, or some people said call us coloured, and then coloured was in for a bit, and then people were like, no, you're not actually coloured, stay the same colour. So
coloured was a term of endearment,
so,
really, isn't it? That was, they thought you were trying to
it's
do
a bit of a
nice.
sticky one. So if it seems he is a dinosaur and isn't aware of kind of developments in what people want to be referred to. He's dropped the ball, and in these big positions, he's not someone that's like pushing trolleys in Sainsbury's or whatever. It's a big role, whereby you're scrutinized and eyes are on you. So it's a bit of a sorry, man, you got to go.
I completely echo Dan's point. I think that even if he was trying, he could have arguably been trying to use the language, in his opinion, that was more sensitive, as opposed to black. Actually, I remember a time, where was I? I was in Sri Lanka. I met this English couple, older, chatting to them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, he was telling me some story. I think I must have told them family from Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. And he was telling me about when they flew to Jamaica. And about some weird story about some guy who was sitting behind this guy in a plane, vomited behind him, and he had to sit with the vomit for the rest of the trip or whatever. But he said the coloured guy behind me, and you see have you ever been electrocuted before, an accident or had a shock? When man said, I don't I get that. When it happens, but I think intent is something that we always need to judge, particularly when we're talking cancel culture and whatnot. I knew his intentions wasn't that. But I think at the time I didn't. I should have corrected him and said, you know what, say black, because if not, man can just continue with their stupidness, but thinking they're doing the right thing. And it's a teachable moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't think you should just cancel man, especially when his intent may have been. I think he actually said, I don't know which one I'm supposed to use as well. Again, he's from that generation. So I'm like, there's a bit of understanding on my part as the receiver. I don't expect you to use the most up-to-date language. If you were saying something else and you're using up-to-date slang, I'd be just as surprised. But particularly in his role, it's indicative of that you're from a different time and you're no good at your job in a way.
This is where representation matters, fam.
So get him out.
You need more
John Barnes,
diverse boards, panels, organizations.
So just simply, even if you just want to avoid situations like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are loads of other reasons, right? That shouldn't be the reason.
I know
Bonzi, you know
He spoke on it, yeah.
He spoke bare fast as usual. He was like, he wasn't happy about it. He wasn't happy that he was forced to resign or whatever. He said that this is kind of bad for black people, and we lose an ally. We've lost an ally. I'm always funny when people use the term ally. I don't really like it. But yeah, we've lost an ally.
In Greg Clark.
In Greg Clark. And ultimately we're saying it's like a teachable moment, which on that part I would agree with them on. I just have trouble with the lost and ally thing. One of the things that came up during that conversation, people were calling up, and something I've spoken to, I might have told you about this guy that I work with. Well, he's like the head of one of the companies I work with. Mixed race guy. I recently had a chat following the Black Lives Matter thing, just a casual chat. Then the next time he hit me up, he's like, he's the president of the company. I have a good relationship with him. He hit me up and said he's drawing up a whole new diversity policy. And he wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I was picking his brain and whatnot about it. And this also came up in that conversation. And people don't like coloured, but people often don't have a problem with people
of colour. Yeah.
And I get why white people can be confused by this. What are you?
It's a slight landmine still.
It is.
It's
what
very techy.
What are your thoughts on people of color? Or like, well, POC just doesn't sound good. But yeah, people of color. What are your thoughts on using that?
Sounds like
palatable,
BAME and that.
Yeah.
And even BAME, yeah, we spoke about that as well. I was like, I've
never really thought of it like that. Yeah.
I think with those terms, it's trying to speak about a group, because it's not only black people. It's trying to speak about a group of people, non-Caucasian, or however you want to put it, what the term is, under one, without having to mention each individual one. Again, similar to my initial thoughts on when Greg Clark said what he said, I'm a bit like, I don't have the answer to what the correct term should be. So I can't say I want to be referenced as this. But I just think...
I mean, you kind of can. But you can also say that I don't want to be referred to as that as well.
Oh, yeah. I think that's easier. It's easier to say what I don't want to be referred to than what I want to be, if that makes sense. So I guess for me, it's just refer to me as black. I'm cool with that. That's where we can move with that. But at the same time, if someone says coloured or people of colour or BAME, I get it. I kind of like, outside of that, what do you refer to black people and non-white people as? Like that's my thing. I can't think of a term that you can use, but I know what I don't want to be called.
That's half of it, I guess. You're halfway there, kind of thing. I don't know how.
So what conclusion did you lot make, Rich?
What, when I was chatting to the guy?
Yeah.
We didn't really come to a conclusion. It was just people of colour, the technical. His thing's techie anyway, because the company have a big presence in Asia. And he's supposed to write this big diversity policy that's company wide. He said in Asia, you've got Chinese privilege. They don't you've got in Malaysia, their thing's different. I was like, there's no like one system that's going to fit all here. It's going to vary. People of color, I kind of get why it's used. I feel like it's more of an American term. I don't think we use it that strongly over here. And I get its usage, but I do have an issue with it. Particularly, it's a similar issue I have with BAME. I think it's too wide a brush to paint so many people in. I think there are a difference to, like, when we talk about BAME a lot these days, we think about like employment. And I think, from the companies I go to and things I see, I don't think, say, Asian people necessarily are fighting the same battle in employment as black people. But BAME will make you think that it's exactly the same. So it's too wide a brush but I get why it's kind of there. So I think it's somewhat, these terms are somewhat useful, but they're not useful in every case. And sometimes we need to be specific about certain things.
I was just about to say that. I think when you're trying to, like you said with the employment thing, it's not equal amongst everyone. So you have to be specific in who it is you are referring to. Same with the people that are more likely to catch or contract COVID. That BAME term that was being chucked around everywhere, but we all know that it's not the same. So you have to be specific in how and when you use the term, and just not as there's a group of them lot there, so we're just going to call them that.
Blanket umbrella term.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan,
That's how you can brush over things, you know.
Yeah, Dan, you look like you was going to say something.
Oh no, with what is the term he should have used? He probably wouldn't have got as much stick if he said black.
But he said black.
Yeah,
he's still employed.
Probably would have been cool still. But yeah, it's all depends on who you're talking to as well. Because someone out there will be like, people of color, no, not for me. That don't work. And yeah, when you think about the term black, like, it's a bit mad when you dig deep.
Negative connotations.
It's fucked, man. Fucking manfield.
Should we be giving these people a chance to correct their said mistake?
Now, this is the interesting part.
So Greg Clark, for example, if he said coloured players or coloured people, whoever, do we take that and say, right, you've made a mistake? Like, that's not the term that we use, or we don't want to hear. We don't use those terms. So you need to do better. And when we're referring to, again, people of color, black people, Asians, whoever, these are the terms that we use. Should we be giving these people a chance?
So go on, Rich. No, go on.
No, go on.
I was going to say, so if he was given a chance to come out and say, oh, sorry, because X, Y, and Z.
He initially apologized, didn't it? And then he resigned.
Oh, and then he got the thing. Oh, so they didn't have it.
No.
Okay.
I think
so I was
the pressure might have ramped up, innit?
Yeah, people might have.
See, and that's another thing to kind of go back to what we were saying before about seeing something and then taking it as that. I've not seen the apology. I've not seen.
I think so. He did the state. He said his statement.
Dan's right. Yeah.
Dan Collymore kicked off a bit of fuss. That's where I saw it first.
Yeah.
Then 3 hours later, I saw he's apologized. Then 5 hours later, so 2 hours after the apology, he resigned.
Yeah. This one's a bit harder because of his job. I think that bit was the techie bit for me. Still, that's a bit much. But
in answer to Liz's question, and it's probably anti-black, but like I feel that you should judge him on what he's done to this point.
Yeah.
Like if he has done 1,000 initiatives where he's helped, inner city disadvantaged black kids, let's say, and then he said this,
give him a black.
Am I too forgiving? I don't know.
Is
it enough? And like, I'm happy to say that I'm not sure that chasing him out the building is the right answer. Like, he fucked up. Oh, you dropped the ball, and that's how things work.
I hear you, Dan.
But if you look back through his resume, there's no inkling of this.
It's like when people say like, "Oh, you do loads of good for like a friend or whatever." Then
one time I don't come to your birthday.
Yeah. That's what sticks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's, the reason I ask because I think it's important that we learn or we teach people where they've done wrong. I was chatting to, I think I mentioned it a couple episodes ago, I was chatting to my sister about like having like these Black Lives Matter conversations. She's like, she just doesn't entertain it. She's like, I'm not having this conversation with you. But me on the other hand, I'm like, yep,
I'm very open to it.
Let's have this chat. And people at work always do it. And I've had conversations with so many people about it. And I'm like, if there's an opportunity for me to get you to think differently or change the way you think completely, then I'm doing a disservice to my people if I don't. Because then you leave this conversation thinking, one, that I probably don't care if I say I'm not ready to have, I don't want to have this conversation with you. And two, you're just going to go away and continue to think the way that you thought when you came to me. So if it's the terms that you use, you're going to go away and continue to refer to black people as coloured, or use the incorrect terms, or think it's cool to say nigger when you hear a song in front of a black person, or just say it in general. If there's a chance for me to teach you in a way, or tell you that, yeah, don't ever say that word, you're going to go away, and the next black person you interact with, you're going to think twice about how you interact with them, or what kind of terms that you use. So for me, and similar to what Dan says, I'm like, you got to look at this a bit more broadly rather than just that clip is what, all 5, I was going to say 5 minutes, it's all like 10, 15, 20 seconds. We have to look at, one, the whole interview, and broadly just at Greg Clark, and just see how he's operated in his time. And see if there's no like inkling or sign of he's put a set of people down, or he's spoken wrongly about a certain group of people, then maybe it's just a genuine mistake. He's an older man. He's probably, like we said, used to using certain terminology. It might have slipped, or he just was speaking fluently, going, and then it's come out. And then after he's thought, or someone said, or he's thought, shit, shouldn't have said that. I think it's quite important, more important than people give it credit, that we need to start teaching and letting people know when they've done wrong, and just give people a chance. You can't cut someone's head off just because they spoke ill.
Yeah, that's what I said initially, innit? Just the education thing.
Yeah, I'd agree, Les, man. I think we have to. It's techie because it's like it's in a lot of these situations, it's on the victim somewhat to have to be the empathizer, which is to like, you have to open up and you have to be forgiving of whoever it is, which I don't like the idea of. But if we are truly, and I think this is an unpopular opinion, and as Dan said, it can come across anti-black. If we are really trying to make progress here, we need to, you can't make these progress without these conversations. We need to communicate. You need to feel free to say what you want to say, even though it might piss me off. And I need to be able to do the same and correct you where you might have taken a misstep. Because if not, we're not helping, and we're only driving people further away.
Yeah, he's and I don't really care for his feelings or whatever, but he's leaving the conversation or this interaction with a "I've been chased out by them" kind of thing, as opposed to someone being like, "You can't say coloured because of X, Y, Z." People don't say this anymore. Like even it's this one is.
I hear you.
He's a dinosaur, innit? Like he's old. He said the wrong term, but at the same time, two things can be right. Like I think that there could have been an opportunity for, and I think also the climate as well. If this happens in a different year,
Dan,
I'm not sure. But everyone wants to be a friend, an ally.
I hear you.
There it is, a non-optical ally who aren't just saying things or posting pictures. They're actually getting stuff done. They're getting the dinosaurs out of these positions. But I feel if it happens in another year,
potentially a different result.
Do you know? And again, that
non-story.
This year or this time that we're in, it's done good, but then I also think it's been a bit of a hasty one. In that, we'll take Greg Clark for example. He said one thing wrong, he's gone. There's no room for correction, no
nuance,
nothing,
no judging of his intent, nothing.
No room for teaching, no room for learning. It's like you've done wrong, later. And I think we kind of need to do better than that. Like, give him a bollocking for what he said. Don't let him get off lightly. Rinse him. Get on him. But just make sure you drive the point home that you cannot say those things. Like, if that's what you think and that's what you've been saying, this ain't how we're moving to 2021, saying these things or this train of thought or these actions. It's got to do better. But like Dan said, I think if this happened last year, Greg Clark's probably still in the job.
Non-story, fam.
Someone might not even clip the video. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
Like I said, I'm for it because it seems like there's action being taken on these things, and it's not like we're saying, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Last year, if it happened or a different time, probably people are like, oh yeah, like he was just he said the word coloured, question marks. But now it's you can't let him get away with that. So we got
get him out of it.
Yeah, we got to punish him. We got to teach him a lesson, which in some contexts is good, but then it doesn't need, or we need to be careful how we apply that to every different situation.
The techie one, man. And I've had a look at some of the candidates who could replace him. So there's like Paul Elliott, mixed race, black man. There's also people who said like Enya Luko, possibly. But then there's also someone who has been mentioned, and his name is Peter McCormick. And he gave Luis Suarez legal representation during the Patrice Evra race route. So
that's
be careful what you wish for, man. Because you get rid of that guy, and then you replace him with someone who has a history of very, very mad views.
And this is what we're saying.
That's
and this is what we're saying. So if Mr. McCormick comes out and says something mad in 6 months, then we look at his track record and be like, well, he's represented a man that has not made it clear, but has had certain views on a particular type of people or group of people. So then don't be surprised when he says it. Someone who has done by the book or done good and has had one slip up. It's
due diligence, man. It's mad.
Due diligence.
We need some serious background checks, man.
Let us know what you think about this as well. The last 2 topics have been a bit
decisive ones.
Decisive.
Techie ones. Yeah, people of color. You running with that? BAME, colored, black. What term do you like? What term do you use? What don't you use? Let us know, man. Very techie.
What term should we use? Is there something that no one's thought of that you think works?
Do you know what? Something I was thinking. I think like
the census comes out and just do a big vote.
Something I'm thinking about recently. Like, see, like racism. I think we need to stop using racism as well as a term. I don't like it. It's too broad. When talking about black people, it's too broad because it's not just. I feel like a lot of it is. Let's call it like, I don't know. It's like, you see, like anti-Semitism is something quite specific.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with people that are non-black, like turning around to me and saying I'm being racist. Like when the history and stuff is completely different. I think sometimes some things are like maybe anti-black is maybe like a better term for in some cases. But yeah, they're just my thoughts. Sorry, didn't expect to go there.
Yeah, I think we should talk about that. And
that's for another show.
That's interesting.
That's for another show still.
Yeah.
Oh.